topic here. The NBA draft, November 17th. I'm so excited, man. Like, this draft is months overdue. Joe, we got a lot to talk about here. Starting with the top pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves are in a really difficult position here because, right, there is no guaranteed superstar out of this draft. You don't have a Zion Williamson. You don't have a John Morant. You have three guys that are above the rest of the pack in LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and James Wiseman, but none of them are guaranteed to be like 10-year vet superstars. So, Joe, I got a question for you. If you are the Minnesota Timberwolves, are you going to trade the pick, or if not, who are you taking?
Look, I mean, my number one pick before the lottery picks was Wiseman. I think he is the best player in the draft class.
Keep going.
Who do you want to say, LaMelo?
No, I think Anthony Edwards is, but keep going.
Well, I mean, like, I do think Wiseman is, if he does get picked by the Wolves, which I heard was a possibility, because obviously he would become the Eli Manning of the NBA. He'd pull an Eli Manning.
Okay.
Because he said it, that he does not want to be on the Wolves because of Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he wouldn't fit in that system.
Yeah. I think the best thing the Wolves can do is go for LaMelo. And, I mean, honestly, LaMelo, in my opinion, is just a risk because I just think any ball is a risk. Okay, I mean, the Ball brothers are not.
Yeah, you get LeVar if you get LaMelo.
Yeah, like, it's a package deal, and part of that package is something you don't want.
And also, Minnesota's dealt with enough drama when the whole Jimmy Butler thing exploded a couple years ago. And look, I mean, I don't think Minnesota has the organizational infrastructure to handle controversy like that.
Not the patience.
Yeah. I'm going to answer this question in two parts. One, they're not trading the pick, and it isn't because they don't have a reasonable case to. The problem is everyone, since Minnesota realizes, like, okay, this pick is potentially tradable and there's no, like, clear-cut stud, like, guaranteed stud in this class, the rest of the NBA knows this as well. So they're not going to offer a proven vet that can immediately take Minnesota into playoff contention. So I think Minnesota won't be able to trade the pick. It's not that I don't think they don't want to. I just don't think they can get the value they would need for a number one overall pick. Then you look at these three players. I don't think they're taking Wiseman. I think they will take LaMelo Ball, even though I don't think they should. For me, if I'm the Minnesota general manager, if I'm making this pick, you look at James Wiseman. He's a great rim runner, a great pick and roll guy, a phenomenal rim protector, and a great finisher. But there's questions about he's very raw. His skill set isn't developed, and he can't really make a consistent shot outside 10 feet from what we've seen.
He also didn't play the NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, he only played 3 games, but from what we know about his skill set, both in high school and in college basketball, there are questions about his jump shot. So there is that. You look at LaMelo Ball, probably the most talented in this draft, and has the most potential shooting-wise, but his shooting percentages in New Zealand were a little shaky. He's a good passer, but you have to wonder if he'll get tunnel vision, especially in a system where they give him the reins. Then you wonder how he and D'Angelo Russell would meet together. I don't think D'Angelo Russell wants to play off ball like he did in Golden State. I think he wants to run direct pick and rolls with Cat. So I think Anthony Edwards is the best pick here. He's the most developed player in terms of scoring. He's got consistent 3 levels. I think his passing could be improved, and he does get tunnel vision, but he will guarantee playoff ball. Defensively, could be some questions as well, but he has a frame to be able to play a good defense in the NBA. So I think for me, if I'm the Timberwolves, I'm drafting Anthony Edwards. Joe, any further thoughts on Minnesota's draft situation in general here?
No. The next thoughts I have are for Golden State.
Do you want to give them?
Well, my question is, honestly, for you.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't ask any questions.
Fair.
There's been a lot of talks about trading the second pick.
Yeah, on Bleacher Report, I saw that.
Who are they going to draft?
I mean, it would be Wiseman.
Yeah, it would be Wiseman. That'd be the wisest decision. But I did see a rumor of trying to get Ben Simmons for the pick.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting.
Like, how do you think that would pan out?
Oh, I don't think Philly's willing to part with Simmons for an unproven stud. Like, I mean, look, when Ben
Well,
Simmons,
no, they would like. It's also like Warriors trade a player or two. I don't remember which one, and then like
would it be Wiggins? Would it be Wiggins?
Maybe it might. Yeah.
Okay.
Wiggins was in the article. I mean,
I'm very cautious naturally on trades, so I wouldn't do it. I think Golden State's got a decent setup. I know Wiggins is not a perfect fit in that system. I know he's taking up a lot of cap room, but I think if Golden State just drafts Wiseman as a good rim protector or trades down for somebody like Halliburton and gets rid of Wiggins that way, that could be good. I just don't see, for one, I don't know exactly how perfectly Simmons is going to fit with the Warriors just because you have Steph Curry and it's a shooting-based system along with Clay coming back. So there's that concern. So I wouldn't do it just on raw.
Simmons is a great three-point shooter now.
Yeah, he can make 1-3, bro. Or he's made 2 now, right?
Yeah.
He's made 2 career threes. I don't think the way that system is structured, it would work. Fair. It's a big accomplishment for a point guard.
Yeah. Power forward now.
Yeah, I don't think Simmons is a phenomenal fit for Golden State just because the lack of spacing he brings. I think if you're Golden State, if you're going to trade down, you're going to trade down to 4, 5, 6. Unload Wiggins that way and get Tyrese Halliburton because I think Tyrese Halliburton has a more potential on his jump shot, and he's a phenomenal passer, which works very well in Golden State's system. He's also a high IQ player, which would work great for Steve Kerr. I think they're just going to draft Wiseman. So, Joe, the next thing I want to ask you about, I kind of just touched on this, but do you have, and you did too, do you have any draft night trades you think are going to happen?
I think Warriors will trade their pick. I mean, unless they can't, then they will go with Wiseman because he would be he's what they need, honestly. I think after that, the Knicks might try and trade a pick. I honestly feel like they have a young core there already, and they might try. I've been seeing on ESPN and Bleacher Report like Chris Paul.
Oh God, I'd feel bad for Chris Paul.
So it's Chris Paul either leading a young core in New York or going to LA to get a title.
Yeah.
And those are where he wants to go. That's what he said.
He wants to go to New York. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't get it either. Unless it's like New York, unless it's like the Nets.
He wants to be the savior of the Knicks, I guess.
Yeah. Who won it?
At 36.
Hey, he can still do it.
Maybe. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Here's my thoughts on this. I think the Warriors could trade the pick. I think the Knicks could try to trade up, as weird as that sounds, because I think, honestly, if you're the Knicks, you want to unload some vets that don't match with your title window. I think the New York Knicks front office hasn't made sense for me for a while. They have this weird combination of guys like Julius Randle and Taj Gibson, with guys like Kevin Knox, with guys like I think Ntilikina still there, with R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson. It's a weird combo. So I think the Knicks will be active this offseason and around draft night trying to restructure their roster. I think you could see a team like the Pistons actually trade down because they are looking at a guy potentially like Onyeka Okongwu. Does he mesh well with Blake Griffin with that limited spacing between the two? Probably not. So there's a lot we could see here. And then moving on to our final question, Joe. I want one draft sleeper from you, and I want one draft bust. I know this is kind of on the spot, but let's see what we got.
The draft sleeper, obviously, got to go with my boy John Axel Goodmanson.
Okay,
no, I'm kidding. He's at Frankfurt
and playing pretty well, from what I understand.
Yeah, from what I hear. But I can't speak German, so. Obviously. I got to go with my guy, UNC point guard, Cole Anthony.
That's my
bust of the century.
There you go. He could be great. It's just an inside joke here because I think Cole Anthony.
I think he's not going to be a star player on a team.
I think he could be an energizer off the bench.
Yeah, he's going to be like. I think he could be. He could get like a 6th man of the year.
Yeah, and I mean he does have this. He does still have the star potential.
Yeah. Definitely. I think at some point in this draft, once you get past the Wiseman is kind of just anyone's, basically just a look up. I can't think sleeper at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think in the top 25, from what I'm seeing, I think RJ Hampton might be a.
He could go either way. He could go either way.
I think he is. I would lean more on the sleeper side of things, mainly because I don't want to see him bust.
Yeah.
But I also do think I feel like RJ Hampton might just get bad luck and go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
For me, my sleeper, if you're looking at the top of the draft, also Ethan, I know you want an argument, but we're trying to keep it professional here, man. At the top of the draft, for stating the obvious, there's guys like Denny Avita, Tyrese Halliburton, who could become stars.
Trash.
For me, the big sleeper, Kira Lewis Jr. from Alabama. We didn't even talk a lot about him during the college basketball season because, look, it's not like Alabama basketball is renowned for its talent. But they did produce Colin Sexton. Lewis has a somewhat similar skill set. He's more shooting-oriented, very quick. Defensively, I'm curious to see how he would fit in the NBA, and he's a little small, but very fast, decent passer, and good shooter. I think he could be a very underrated player. For bust, you know what? I'll make the argument. I think Cole Anthony actually could wind up being a bust. I think we have seen Cole Anthony looks like a broke man's Westbrook, at least in college. And sure, he did not have tons of reliable teammates on that UNC roster, not a lot of spacing. But here are the facts. His three-point shot in college was like in the low 30s, and in big games dropped even further. He's got good range, but he's not consistent. I think his defense is very good, and he's an active defender. But I think his mid-range game and isn't as good as Westbrook's, and he's not as big a body, so I don't think he'll be able to surge through lanes as well as Westbrook. I'll just say Cole Anthony because I've already been on the Cole Anthony train for so long that I might as well just stick with it, Joe.
Yeah, I definitely get that. You do hate Cole Anthony.
I've heard. I think he could wind up going. I think he's like RJ Hampton. I think he could really wind up going either way, and it really depends on how the jump shot develops.